Need help navigating in Planet Crafter? Trying to remember exactly where that cave was that you came across 3 days ago? Well, I'm going to go through how to unlock the map, all the GPS satellites today, and tell you whether or not some of them are worth it or not. Find the video useful, leave a like, and let's go. So there are 4 different GPS rockets that you can utilise, as well as a map location GPS that will basically show all the caves on the map. Let's start off with the basics though, how to unlock the first one, because you still might be struggling with getting the right equipment. First off, you need to either get your terraformation stage up to 175 KTI, which shouldn't be too hard, that's pretty low. Or if you've managed to find a rocket engine in a chest, whether it be a golden or blue one, or manage to loot one inside any wreckage. Next, of course, you will need a launch platform. The whole idea is that you send rockets up, they increase the satellite, and then you can actually see the rest of the world. So you won't be able to do that without one. So of course, all of this you should be able to check yourself by going through your blueprints. There you can see launch platform has to be unlocked via the terraformation. The other thing that you might have not done or missed somehow is if you've not been using enough blueprint chips. I've got one here. Obviously you should be finding plenty of these in blue chests and crates, the small ones especially in wreckages, and eventually you should be able to go ahead and unlock a one that gives you the GPS satellite. Again, relatively early. Now some things have maybe changed, and I'm doing this obviously on a world that I've had for a while now, but it should relatively be around the 10th blue chip that you decode. There can be some minor changes in some of them. They are meant to unlock at the same kind of level, but I did notice on this playthrough when I looked back at some footage and the fresh new one, it looked like some things are maybe slightly changed. It should unlock around the 10th blue chip. And then 2 chips later, you should unlock the mapping screen itself, so you can actually see what's going on. And then simply go ahead and launch some of your rockets, with obviously your rockets being crafted at a tier 2 crafting station. The only other things you might want to know about are that you can unlock a satellite menu as well. This will give you an idea of the breakdown of all the different things you've got and how much they're contributing. So obviously every time you send a rocket up, you're giving yourself a bonus either in oxygen, heat, pressure or plants eventually. And if you do this multiple times, you should get multiple bonuses. This is the fastest and best way to go ahead and get a lot more of progression. And you can see I've only got 1 GPS satellite. So let's go ahead and send the tier 2 one. So you can see I've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. They'll obviously require certain elements that you'll need that you might not get till much later. And then yep, you've got the map information rocket, which will show you different locations of resource caves. But you won't get this until you've turned in around 22 different chips. Same thing goes for the other GPS satellites. GPS 2 you won't get until you turned in 16, GPS 3 21 and GPS 4 26. It might not be high on your priorities. I wouldn't go out your way to make some of these past GPS level 2, and you can actually skip some as well. If you have come across some materials that you can now use, like super alloy rods, you can go ahead and send a tier 3 GPS satellite up, and it basically skips and bypasses any benefits you'll get from sending an early one. So with that in mind, let's see if I can actually send a later one up. So for this, I'm going to be making super alloy rods. Obviously you might not need to be at this level, so just make the lower one if you found the GPS chips. You are going to need a lot of the compass chips as well, obviously, for these rockets. Tier 1 GPS is going to be 2 super alloy, rocket and micro. You'll need 2 compass microchips, a rocket and 3 super alloy for the tier 2. Tier 3 you need the super alloy, which is aluminium and a bunch of the super alloy. Osminium as well, and another 2 compasses. And circuit boards you get from the wreckages using your tier 2 deconstructor. Basically any of them sort of computer long stations you've seen in some of the wreckages should give you the circuit boards, or you should be able to craft them eventually once you get to the right level of the terraformation. So there we go, just put it down, launch it into space. There you go. I've just skipped a bunch of resources, probably because I didn't even really need it, but I can now see the whole of the map, which technically you can do with the other ones, but you can now zoom out as well and zoom in. Of course, what it needs now is the ability to put waypoints and markers down and have that tied to your compass. Hopefully that will come in a future quality of life update. So since I have got the map information rocket, I'm going to go and do this as well just to show the caves. Super alloy, 2 osminium, job done. And there you go, can now see all the different caves on the map. I do think that this is probably arriving a bit too late for most players, as by this stage you probably know I've got a good grasp of where everything is. That said, if you're a returning player like me, it actually might be useful because now I can remember where to go for certain stuff. Or if you're playing multiplayer for the first time, obviously your friends will now be able to come join your world and work out where to go and where to find resources. So there you go, find this useful, leave a like, I'll see you for more later, bye bye.